All right, welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on in, everybody. Thank you for being here. If I'm correct, we are live on Instagram and I think TikTok as well. I'm still trying to figure that out on my end, but doesn't matter. We're live on YouTube, which is the platform that I care about the most. So we are live, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you guys for being here. We got a little bit to talk about today. Believe it or not, there was a lot of, what I like to call Phoenix Suns news. This was definitely a sort of a news day because a lot of things became official today. Um, the historic 7-team Kevin Durant trade became official today. And then, all the signings and draft picks and trades and swaps were all official as well. So definitely a lot of stuff talking about. And obviously, as you guys can see by the, the thumbnail and the title, we got some Bradley Beal stuff to talk about. And I just confirmed, I'm going to kind of do something real quick on my end. Let's just mute that. I'm just double checking. Okay, cool. We are live on TikTok as well. This is the first time that I've ever been live on TikTok, and we're also live on Instagram. So please make sure to follow me. So you guys see the little ticker going down here. Please follow me if you haven't already on TikTok and Instagram, Twitter as well, and I appreciate it. So, all right, guys, whatever. You don't care about that. Let's dive in to the real Phoenix Suns news here. And real quick, I just want to give a shout out to All Rails Productions. Tim, I appreciate you reaching out, man. And thank you so much. Brian, thank you for being here. Adrian, appreciate you being here, man. And just everybody. Thank you guys for all being here. All right, guys, let's do this. So let's just start off right here. We had some sort of early morning news that I feel is worth talking about here. What's going on here? Oops, I'm going to pop that up. And as you can see, according to John Gambadoro from Arizona Sports, he is expecting, and it's been reported also, I believe, by like Mark Stein and some others, but John Gambadoro is reporting that he expects a decision and a resolution on Bradley Beal's situation in the next 24 to 48 hours. So pretty much what that means, you guys, is Bradley Beal is, I would say, at the time of this recording, July 6th at 8:41 p.m. Arizona time, that it is 97% likely that Bradley Beal will be bought out. And we're going to dive a little bit more into the actual buyout stuff and what that all means in a little bit here. But it's 97%. I mean, I think a lot of us knew that he wouldn't be back regardless. Gambo's been talking about it for a while. I've been talking about it for a while. It's like, I think a lot of us knew that Bradley Beal would not be back in a Phoenix Suns uniform, whether that was from a trade, whether that was from, the buyout or just whatever. It definitely looks official now that Bradley Beal will not be back. But let me just show you guys a couple other things too, because there's a lot going on with this, you guys. And I want to do my best on this channel, on this platform, to keep you guys updated. And again, you guys, looking at this tweet right here, looking at this tweet right here from Evan Sedry, the Suns and Bradley Beal are expected to come to a resolution on his future within the next 48 hours, per Gambo. Phoenix and Bradley Beal's camp have reportedly been Phoenix and Bradley Beal's camp have reportedly been actively working through terms of a historic buyout. Once official, the Suns can go under the second apron. And I think that's sort of the biggest thing right there. Now, small spoiler alert, you guys, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I totally understand the second apron and I'm a salary cap expert. And here's what this means. And here's what that means. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. I don't know all that. Math was never my best subject, you guys. Not going to sit here and lie to you. And just like my guy Robert says, thumbs up, some Suns up. So please crush that like button. We already got 45 people in here, you guys. crush that like button. If you're watching along on TikTok or Instagram, please, share the live, do whatever you do on TikTok, like heart the live. It would really be appreciated, you guys. I would really appreciate that. So, but still, there's things that I want to update you guys on, things that we got to talk about. So, continuing on here though, with the Bradley Beal stuff. Because again, I feel like this is all really important to talk about. Also, you guys, I will do my best to try to take questions, your comments, and all that. I'll try to do that later in the show. But let's take a look at this right here. Also from Evan Sedri. If I keep saying his name right, I hope I'm saying his name right. No, that camera doesn't look good. There we go. That looks better. So, at least 5 teams are expected to show interest in free agent interest in Bradley Beal once he officially becomes available later this week. The Milwaukee Bucks, who, remember, you guys, they just waived Damian Lillard, which was like a stunner, sort of a shocker. The Milwaukee Bucks, who just signed Miles Turner and all that, they still have Giannis, etc. So the Milwaukee Bucks probably are going to be interested in Bradley Beal. The Los Angeles Clippers, who I'm not going to call the Clippers a contender, but they're at least a playoff team, especially if James Harden and Kawhi Leonard can stay fairly healthy. And if I can just say this real quick, I think James Harden had a really good season this past season. You know what I mean? So they're a playoff team. The Miami Heat, probably not a playoff team anymore, but I mean, is it fair to say that they'll be a play-in team? Then the Lakers, who they just got DeAndre Ayton. We'll talk about that later. And then the Denver Nuggets. These are the teams that we are anticipating at the very least that could be interested in Bradley Beal, probably are interested in Bradley Beal. As a pure scorer at a significantly cheaper annual salary, Beal's market among contenders will be robust. Now, keep in mind, you guys, let's focus on that last part there. And I talked about this in a recent live show. And I think I even clipped it and uploaded it. Or it may not have been a live show. I think it was actually a YouTube short. Keep in mind, you guys, the second that Bradley Beal, I guess you could say agrees or signs his no trade clause and all that to be waived, and he signs the buyout and all that, I'm sure he'll have to physically sign it for it to become official. I'm sure a lot of that goes through his agent or whatever, but I just want to remind you guys that the second that Bradley Beal, agrees to this buyout and is bought out and is a free agent, his contract is voided. The no trade clause will be gone. The whatever money, that it says he's under, he will be under a cheaper contract is what I'm trying to say. He will be under a cheaper contract. I'm not saying he's going to be like a minimum player. That's probably extremely unlikely. But he will be under a cheaper contract, which is, again, why I really like this tweet from Evan, who says, as a pure scorer at a significantly cheaper annual salary, Beal's market among contenders will be robust. So some team will sign him for fairly cheap. And I know a lot of Suns fans hate Bradley Beal and Bradley Beal this and Bradley Beal that, blah, blah, blah. Guys, he can still score the basketball, okay? I know there's the injury stuff, and if people think that he doesn't play competitive basketball and all that and blah, 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 he can still score the damn ball, okay? And I've kind of been sort of a Bradley Beal defender. I know I'm probably going to lose a lot of subscribers for saying that. Kind of been a Bradley Beal defender. Yes, he had a bad season last year, but there were moments and times where he showed a lot of flashes of what he could still do. And I know it's not all about the stats, but statistically, I thought he had a pretty good season. That's just my personal opinion. Don't kill me for saying my personal opinion, you guys. Sorry, I had to drink some water out of my badass Suns cup that I got at the Suns final game one of the Suns final home game, I should say, of the season. So, all right, guys. Couple more things on the Bradley Beal stuff. Now, this was actually tweeted out by Mark Stein of the Stein Line, who, by the way, they do great reporting. Him and Jake Fisher, the Mark Stein Substack. I think it does cost money, but I do highly recommend to check out the Stein Line and all the great work and reporting that they do. I've actually had Jake Fisher once on this show before. He was a great guy, and I highly recommend that you follow them both. But this was actually tweeted out, I think, 2 hours or 3 hours before it went live. And it's kind of what we just discussed, but I just wanted to give credit where credit's due. Again, Bradley Beal is actively exploring his options with other teams in anticipation of a Suns buyout, league sources tell the Stein Line. There will be considerable interest in Beal once he becomes a unrestricted free agent. Unrestricted free agent. So, and that's the thing, you guys. I think because Bradley Beal is, I've said this so many times, you guys. I feel like I'm a broken record here. I feel like because Bradley Beal is on that big contract, the no trade clause. He had it wasn't the greatest season last season for him. I feel like a lot of people are like, Bradley Beal, no team's going to go after him. The no trade clause ruined his career. And then I've even seen some people say that Bradley Beal should just stay home for 2 years and take his money. Guys, he's not an NBA head coach who just got fired while still being under a contract. The Suns are not going to do that. I would do an emergency live show if for some reason the Suns are like, you know what? We're going to keep Bradley Beal, but he's not going to play for us for the next 2 seasons. They're not going to do that, you guys. I've never been a fan of I don't even know where that came from. Who said that? That's so, I just think that's stupid, you guys. They're not going to do that. And earlier when I was talking about, how I'm not super educated in the salary cap and all of that. And I'm going to try my best to break it all down. If you guys want in-depth, an in-depth breakdown of the Bradley Beal, buyout, contract, et cetera, my guy, John Voida from the Suns Jam Session podcast, has been doing a great job of covering it with his writing, with his podcast. He recently was just on Arizona Family, 3TV with Mark McClune. I hope I said his name right. He did a great breakdown of it. So if you guys want a great breakdown, check out Bright Side of the Sun. Check out my guy, John Voida. Check out the Suns Jam Session podcast. And he says it right here. Beal is a great player, just not a $53 million and a no trade clause great player. Exactly. But again, you guys, if you want more in-depth, the real nerdy stuff with this Bradley Beal buyout, which we're going to dive into a little bit of it because I'm going to kind of cite John on some of his tweets. Definitely check out my guy, John Voida, man, and go check out that interview on AZ Family and go check out the Suns Jam Session podcast because my guy John's been killing it, man. So shout out to him. Okay. Speaking of that, let's just get to a couple more things before we get to John's tweets. I even texted him and said I was going to shout him out and cite him because, again, he's been doing incredible work, guys. He deserves credit where credit's due with all the work that he's been doing. So, like I said, before we really get into kind of the nerdy stuff, which I don't really know if I'm fully going to understand, another tweet here. And I don't know if it was Gambo who first reported this or where this came from, but Bradley Beal will be giving back at least $14 million of his $110.8 million salary to the Phoenix Suns in a buyout. Let me repeat that. Bradley Beal will be giving back at least $14 million of his $110.8 million salary to the Phoenix Suns. At this figure, Phoenix then has the decision to stretch his contract. If stretch, Phoenix avoids the luxury tax altogether and gains immediate access to the full MLE, the mid-level exception. So, with all that being said, let's go to my guy, John here, who, I probably should have just, invited him to the channel, but, didn't know what he was up to and all that. But I did text him recently and I said, hey, man, I got to get you guys on the channel, got to get you on the show because, they've been killing it. So I guess let's just start here. Because John was definitely tweeting out some great stuff today with the Bradley Beal stuff. And let's start here. So again, citing my guy John here. Go give him a follow on Twitter. That's my guy right there. I've done so many shows with him, and I got to get him back on the channel. As he says here, when Bradley Beal is bought out and stretched, the Suns can add a player up to $5.7 million without triggering the hard cap. Because again, they're trying to get under the second apron and all that. We're trying to clear the books in a way. We're trying our best. And John is still watching along live, and I appreciate you. He puts the salute emoji. Appreciate you being here, John. That means a lot. So yeah, when Bradley Beal is bought out and stretched, the Suns can add a player up to $5.7 million without triggering the hard cap. They'll also regain flexibility. They'll also regain the flexibility to, I can't say that word, agitate. I can't talk. You guys know this. Welcome to Suns Geek. I can't talk. They can play around with salaries. Let's just put it that way. Use the mid-level exception, which don't sleep on that mid-level exception, you guys. You can do a lot with that. And there might be certain players who will be available for that mid-level exception. You know what I mean? And then they can also do sign-in trades, take back more money in trades, and they can also send cash in deals. Assuming that when Bradley Beal is bought out and stretched, the Suns can, do all of this. Now, I guess the key wording in all of that is they'll also regain the flexibility to do all of these things. That's why, love him or hate him, Suns general manager Brian Gregory, the Suns front office, which also includes James Jones, by the way, who, is in a senior advisory role now. That's why they get paid millions of dollars to study and I mean legit study and know the salary cap through and through to break this stuff all down and to do that. That's why they get paid for what they do. Great tweet by my guy, John. And then, he dives a little bit deeper into it. Again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know all of this and that I fully understand it, because you have to be very smart like my guy John and so many others to fully understand this. But if Bradley Beal is bought out for $96.7 million, can I just take a moment to pause? 96.7, not thousand, $1 million. So let's start over. If Bradley Beal is bought out for $96.7 million and that is stretched, here's the percentage of the cap that it will be for the next 5 years, knowing the cap goes up. Because I will say, I think I did read something that the salary cap is going to go up like 10% or something like that because of the new like Amazon deal or whatever. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. But it will go up 12.5%, 11.7, 10.6, 9.7, 8.8. So it pretty much goes down. For reference, 8.8% of this year's cap is $13.6 million. Again, great stuff by my guy, John. He's been killing it. Go follow him right now and go subscribe to the Suns Jam Session podcast. And also go subscribe to the Aussie Suns Fans podcast because my guy Boyd is in here. Appreciate you, Boyd. I love you, man. Yeah, Metal Cop. I can't wait for Summer League either, man. I'm going to talk about that later. I cannot wait. All right. So that's sort of the nerdy stuff a little bit. And I have seen some stuff, and I think I saw a lot of this again from John. By the way, you guys, real quick, we have 105 people in here. So please do me a favor. Crush that like button. Share the show. If you're watching on TikTok or Instagram, please crush that like button. Share the show. Really helps out. I'm actually going to go on TikTok right now and just make sure we're still live. First time I've ever gone live on TikTok, so I'm trying to make sure I'm actually live. I think I'm live. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyways, follow me on TikTok and Instagram and all that. By the way, I'm almost at like, I think I just passed 1,400 on TikTok, which is crazy because I kind of just upload when I want on there. So I appreciate everybody that follows along on TikTok as well. 115 people now, you guys. We gotta keep liking the show and keep tuning in. Okay, guys. Let's see. So again, I saw a lot of this floating around from my guy John, and I've seen some different opinions on this, and that's fine. I just wanted to read one more tweet to you guys from my guy John. Let's see. So John says this: I'm not a fan of buying out and stretching Bradley Beal. It turns a 2-year mistake into a 5-year one, but the Suns clearly are. If the goal is to regain flexibility and retool the roster over the next 2 seasons, this is how you get under the second apron. And then a lot of you guys know Espo from PHNX. He responded with that. And if they feel he's not a locker room fit, we've seen how delicate team chemistry is. And that's a great point. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, so tomorrow, they're having a press conference with the rookies, and I highly doubt they're going to talk about the Bradley. I'm sure they'll get a question or two, and they'll probably maybe slightly hint on what they're going to do. But like, I feel like Brian Gregory, who, our new GM, Brian Gregory, will probably be like, okay, guys, like, we got to keep this focus on the rookies. Let's not talk about Bradley Beal or any other offseason stuff. But maybe Brian Gregory will be different. He'll be like, yeah, I'll talk about Bradley Beal real quick. So maybe we'll get like some crazy news during that press conference. I don't know, but and who knows? Like, Gambo's been saying it. I mean, that tweet was from earlier this morning. So in the next, 36 hours or so, if not sooner, Bradley Beal could get bought out. We could all wake up tomorrow and say, hey, Bradley Beal is getting bought out. And Todd, I see your question on Chris Paul. Definitely going to talk about that. That's one of the next subjects of the show. Let's see. Just make sure I'm not missing any comments here. John is 100% right. Exactly. Yep. John's been killing it, man. He's been on top of this for a long time. I had to give credit where credit's due. He's been killing it, man. Can't wait to get him back on the show and talk some Suns. Okay. So I think we'll kind of wrap up the Beal stuff with just one tweet that I saw earlier, and I have to read it because I love it so much. And I know I probably sound a little bitter and salty for reading this tweet, but I love it so much. From Brendan PHX, I promise this is not my burner account, but I just love this tweet so much. So many people are against wave and stretch, but these are the same people who have been begging Bradley Beal to be off the team for 2 years now. So make up your mind. Do you want him gone or not? I love that tweet so much. And then Alex responded with, yes, it's the, example of wanting your cake and eating it too, shaking my head. Like, for real, like, make up your mind, you guys. Do you want Bradley Beal or do you not want Bradley Beal? Come on. Appreciate you, man. All Rails Production says, loving the stream so far, Sunsky. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everybody that's in here, you guys. The fact that we have over 100 people in here and we have people watching on TikTok and Instagram, like, that's a huge honor that you guys even care, about what I have to say on the Suns, And real quick, you guys, if you don't mind, just going to double check one more time. Again, it's my first time streaming live on TikTok. Okay, cool. I guess I am live on TikTok. Just double check. I just wanted to double check this. People got watching on TikTok. I don't know. Cool. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Wow, that's cool. I've never seen this. I'm just going to share my screen real quick so you guys can see this too. I don't know. This is what it looks like. Whoa, that's like whatever. It doesn't matter. Let me that's cool. That's what it looks like. I'm just going to share my screen real quick so you guys can see this. Just wanted to show you guys that. This is what it looks like. Whoa, that's like whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's get out of here now.
Wow,
That's
that's
what's
cool.
going on. Too many button clicking and screens going on. That was weird. It was like, whoa, that looked okay. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna stop with that now. Sorry guys, I went off the rails there for a minute. Okay, cool. Well, so I guess now, just and I'm sorry if I miss your comment or question. I'll try to look it all later. I guess just let me know what you guys think. What do you want to happen with Bradley Beal? Should the Suns buy him out? And I know this sounds crazy and extremely unlikely. Should the Suns keep him? Let me know, you guys. Uh, I don't know. We'll see. What are you guys talking about? I don't even want to say who you guys are talking about, but if you follow that stuff, I'll just say his initials, PD. What are you guys talking about? You guys are crazy. Yer says Beal to the Lakers. Yeah, apparently that's one of his teams or one of the teams that will be interested in Beal. Wouldn't that be crazy, by the way? Not only did the Lakers get Luka, and arguably, if not the craziest, biggest trade of all time in NBA history, then they get DeAndre Ayton, just like 24, 48 hours ago. And then they get Bradley Beal. And do they have any other former Suns on there? It's crazy, man. Saul says, one-man show almost became a three-man show. It's what it feels like. I'm streaming live on 3 different platforms. And that's why I love this new streaming service that I'm using, because even if you don't, I mean, you have to pay to use other, go live on other streaming platforms, but there's just so many more tools and fun stuff you can do on this streaming service than with my old one. So, John says, a buyout sucks, but every situation sucks. Guys, I saw somebody say this about Kevin Durant, and it is true. It's it just sucks. And we're going to talk about KD here in a minute, and I guess that's a good segue for the KD topic, but it just sucks that it didn't work out. You know what I mean? And I know I sound like a typical Arizona sports fan or a typical Suns fan. Nothing ever works out for the Suns, blah, blah. But this truly does suck. It's heartbreaking. The fact that not only did it not work out with Kevin Durant, who that trade just became official today, but it didn't work out with Bradley Beal either. We had championship aspirations, championship hopes with, you could make the argument, with a top 10 player ever in Kevin Durant and a really good scorer, former All-Star in Bradley Beal. And you team them up with Devin Booker and it just doesn't work. It worked for maybe 10 games, one season, maybe 15 games or something. And then how many games this season? 9? Maybe a few stretches here and there where we showed flashes of potential. If somebody can pull up the stats on not how many games we won with the big 3. I mean, you can do that if you want, but where we kind of showed flashes oh, the Suns are 9-2 with Beal and KD and Booker. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know, but you get my point. It just sucks, man. So that's a good segue, you guys, to talk about Kevin Durant real quick, and then I'll jump into the Chris Paul stuff, and we'll dive into the rest. We got so much to talk about, you guys. There's so much going on. Okay. Let me take a sip of my water, and we will dive into this. Okay. So again, officially today, and I did talk about this a little bit earlier. Where did my thing go? Well, that's not good. Hold on, guys. Technical difficulties. Whoa, what's going on? Okay, let's go here. Let's click that. Welcome to Suns Geek, guys, where you get high quality, super overly produced stuff. I'm totally joking, by the way. This is not a super highly produced show. Anyways, here it is. The very first 7-team trade in NBA history became official today on July 6th. Now, keep in mind, you guys, I made a YouTube short about this last year. We had the first 16 trade last year. I think Klay Thompson was a part of that trade. I made a YouTube short about it. And I tried to tell somebody this the other day. I was like, guys, like, it's not every day that we get a 6-team or a 7-team trade in NBA history. Like, this rarely happens. Although now it's happened 2 years in a row. So maybe this will be a new thing. I don't know. But anyways, the first 7-team trade in NBA history. As you guys already know, the Phoenix Suns received Jalen Green, who I'm very excited for, Dylan Brooks, Kaman Malawach. I hope I pronounced his name right, and I will say that I can pronounce his name a lot better than I did on draft day. Go check out the draft day stream. I butchered his name like 1,000 times. Rasheer Fleming, Kobe Brea, who was the, arguably, if not the best shooter in college basketball the last 2 college basketball seasons. And then Daquan Plowden, I hope I said his name right. Now, unfortunately, the Suns waived him, and I think they needed to make all of this official. And then we got a 2nd-round pick out of it. And then, I guess if you want to, you could say we also got Mark Williams, even though he wasn't a part of this trade, but you get my point. You could say we got Mark Williams, and didn't we get we're going to talk about that later. We got a couple guys that I think are going to be on 2-way contracts later. But anyways, that's what we got out of this deal. Then we got Kevin Durant. Or sorry, I said then we got Kevin Durant. The Suns also got Kevin Durant while receiving Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, blah, blah, blah. But they also traded Kevin Durant. How does that work? Anyways, the Houston Rockets get Kevin Durant, and they also got Clint Capella, which that's kind of cool. For them anyways. I think Houston's going to be really good. I've talked about that a couple times on my show. I think they're going to be really good. Brooklyn gets 2 second-rounders. Golden State gets Alex Tui. Is that how you say it? Tui? And Jemiah Mashak. I can't talk. Welcome to Suns Geek. I can't pronounce names. I'm assuming those guys are probably rookies. The Hawks get a 2nd-round pick swap. Former Phoenix Sun David Roddy, by the way. And then they get cash. I mean, the way I look at it, you guys, with how expensive the NBA is, you know how for a while, cash considerations was like a joke or like a meme? And the way I look at it, you guys, if you're sending me cash in a trade, hell yeah, because the NBA is super expensive. That cash could do a lot for you. Then the Lakers get a guy whose name I can't pronounce. And then the Timberwolves get Rocco, another guy whose name I can't say. We'll just call him Rocco. 2 second-rounders, and they also get cash. So there it is. The first 7-team trade in NBA history is finally done. And Kevin Durant was the headliner. And I know a lot of people hate Kevin Durant for whatever reasons they have, but for what we got in return, again, if you want to throw Mark Williams in there, I think it's a hell of a return, and I am so excited. Also, get to the chopper. That was a bad impression. Let me try that again. Get to the chopper. I see your comment. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I see your comment about Cam Whitmore. Going to talk about that in a minute. I see you guys are on top of it. Adrian, I appreciate you, man. He says, Suns Geek, you are a real one. That means a lot, man. I appreciate that. And I also see your profile, your YouTube picture. That's awesome, man. I appreciate you. That's so cool, man. If you guys can see, there's a Suns Geek jersey thing that he's got for me. I can't wait, man. So cool. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. Yeah, so Ivan says, didn't Atlanta already have big body Roddy? Yeah, that's weird because I had that same conversation with a friend today. I was like, I thought Atlanta already had David Roddy. I don't know if he got waived or something, but apparently now he's back with the Hawks. I remember when we didn't we trade him or something, or did he sign there? I was like, that's a good opportunity for him to at least get maybe a few more minutes. So we'll see. Devin says, Suns Geek, what time you going live tomorrow? Great question, man. And I do appreciate that. I wish I could, because normally I like to go live for press conferences, but I've been very busy at my other job. So I don't think I'll be able to go live until like after 6, if I even go live. More on that later. You're going to see why I may not go live until later, but more on that later. But I appreciate that. If I do go live, though, let's say there's like some big news or something, it'll be after 6 o'clock. So I appreciate that comment. Somebody says Patrick Beverley, Devin Booker, and Dylan Brooks. I would do like a quote emergency live show or an emergency video if somehow Patrick Beverley signed with the Suns, which I don't think he's going to. He's pretty much out of the NBA for a reason. And I don't know how I'd feel about that either. We'd be like the NBA villains if we got Patrick Beverley. Could you guys imagine that? I don't care what Joe Biden said about you, Suns Geek. You're a good dude. Hey, thanks, man. I don't know why Joe Biden cares about me at all, but thanks, man. And Devin says, I love watching your videos. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I definitely want to pump out more videos, you guys. I know I always say that and I never do, but I have sort of a new style. I put that in quotations. Style with my videos, and I think you guys like them, and I'm going to try my best to do more of them. Okay, so real quick, you guys. John Gambo just tweeted something. It's not like breaking news or anything, but I think it is worth reading. He says this. Let me just show you guys. Let's lower that because that doesn't look good. John Gambo says, this is a big tweet too. If the Suns activate the wave and stretch on Beal, it is not such a bad thing. / only if they are unwilling to go over the cap in the future years, but it would be a detriment. But they are. So agitating salaries, unlocking a frozen pick, and being able to trade a future pick next year are all positives. So let me try to, I'll reread this as best I can. Cap keeps going up, so I wouldn't focus on what will be like 7.6 of the cap for the next few years. Not an issue. Better to get off a player who did not work out here. Oh, wow. And I guess he just deleted this tweet. Maybe he's trying to like retype it and retweet it. So I'm glad I shared it before it went away. But here's the thing, though. I kind of like this tweet. Sorry if I hit my mic. By the way, you guys, let me know if we're looking and sounding good. I'd appreciate that. A couple takeaways from this tweet. I don't know why he deleted it. Maybe he's just trying to retype it. But here's a couple things though. And I'm okay, so I think he just reposted it. He just reposted it. And a couple takeaways here. So I'll retweet it so everybody can see it. Follow me on Twitter again, you guys, if you don't already. So again, if the Suns activate the wave and stretch on Beal, it's not such a bad thing for all you fans who are like, the Suns are doomed for the next 5 years and blah, 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 blah. Everything the Suns do is terrible, and I'm a pessimistic Suns fan because I hate the Suns secretly, and I'm mad, and I just want to complain about the Suns. Anyways, thank you, Ivan. I appreciate that. Says the stream looks and sounds good. Thanks, man. Anyways, let's see. So, if the Suns activate and wave and stretch Beal, it is not such a bad thing. / only if they are unwilling to go over the cap in the future years. It'd be a detriment, but they are. So getting under and punishing aprons and then salaries, unlocking the frozen pick, being able to trade a future pick next year are all positives. Cap keeps going up. So I wouldn't focus on what will be like a 6 to 7% of the cap the next few years. Not an issue. Better to get off a player who just did not work out here. Now that's what I'm glad. I want to specifically focus on this last part. Cap keeps going up. So I wouldn't focus on what will be like 6 to 7% of the cap in the next few years. Not an issue. Better to get off a player who just did not work out here. Guys, Matt Ishbia has said this a lot. He's like, and I'm kind of paraphrasing what he said, but he's like, why does us being like over the luxury tax and the highest team ever and all this tax money, why do you guys care? Like, I know it's like you guys are Suns fans, so of course you care, but it's like, it's Matt Ishbia's money. It's the Phoenix Suns money. Who cares? I feel like we only care about this right now because it just has not worked out with Bradley Beal. And it's like, I feel like it's going to get resolved one way or another. And I feel like maybe I'll be eating my words in the future, but I feel like a few months from now, this won't be a big deal. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like a full year from now, a full calendar year in July 6th of 2026, we won't even be thinking about this. The cap's going to go up. Bradley Beal, the situation will get resolved. And yeah, like it might look bad on paper that Bradley Beal's contract and all those millions of dollars are still there and that percentage of whatever that is still there. But it's like, I don't know, like, who cares? I guess maybe not who cares. I guess that's kind of a bad way to say it, but it's just like, I feel like this is a problem. I'm going to put this in quotations. I feel like this is a problem now, but it's not going to be a problem later. That's all I'm trying to say. And maybe Gambo didn't mean it like that, but that's just how I kind of took it. And sort of like my guy John's been saying, we're going to be able to have the flexibility to do so much more stuff post Bradley Beal. So, you know, and I had somebody, oops, I hit my microphone again. I got to take a sip of my water. I had somebody who said, Bradley Beal's a bum and blah, blah, blah. And like, you're wrong, Suns geek. This was a terrible trade. And I'm like, first off, I've admitted to that on my live shows. I'm admitting it to you guys right now. I was very, very wrong about the Bradley Beal trade. I was reacting in live time. In live time, what was it, 2 years ago? It made sense. We traded what? Chris Paul and Landry Shamet? And yeah, we traded all the draft picks. That was bad. But at the time, it made sense. So obviously now it looks really bad, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, you guys who have hindsight 2020 vision, great for you guys. You guys were right. But at the time, it was a good trade in my opinion. Maybe the draft picks thing looks bad, but that doesn't matter anymore because guess what, you guys? We got back a whole bunch of those picks. And I think now we still have a couple second round picks back now. So, you know, just wanted to get that off my chest real quick for all the pessimistic Suns fans out there. The Sun win NBA Finals 2026. I hope you're not talking about the Connecticut Sun who play in the WNBA, but the Suns will win the NBA Finals in 2026. I love that. Let's keep up that positivity. We need more positive Suns fans. So, my guy Casey, who going to talk about my guy Casey here in a little bit because spoiler alert, we're going to Summer League, baby. Can't wait. Let's go. Anyways, going to talk about all that later. But he goes, speaking of CP3, final year thoughts. What a great segue. Let's go ahead and talk about that right now, shall we? Before I go on too many more tangents and then completely forget what I'm talking about. So Chris Paul was on a podcast earlier, sort of like a live show thing, whatever you want to call it. Higher quality stuff than I'll ever do on this channel. And where's my little camera? There it is. Okay, cool. But yeah, he was on a little thing, and I'm just gonna let this play. I'm gonna full the volume so you guys can hear this. I'm gonna take a sip of my water while you guys are. I'll let this play a couple times. Chris Paul hinted and maybe pretty much said he is retiring. I keep seeing people are saying that he's finalizing the buyout now. I haven't seen anything, nothing from Shams or Gambo or any of that. I haven't even seen Chris Haynes post that. So until I see that, I don't know if I'm going to believe it. But anyways, so yeah, here's what Chris Paul said earlier. I'm going to let it play a couple times for you guys. And here we go.
Know you are playing at a high level, that you're in the twilight of your NBA career.
Yeah.
So how much longer do you intend to play?
At the most a year. I just finished my 20th season, which is a blessing in itself. Yeah.
Know you are playing at a high level, that you're in the twilight of your NBA career.
Yeah.
So how much longer do you intend to play?
At the most a year. I just finished my 20th season, which is a blessing in itself. Yeah.
Know you are playing at a high level, that you're in the twilight.
Sorry, let me just pause that. So you heard it from the man himself. Casey, yeah, I saw your text, man. I don't know if I'll still be live. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, we'll see. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Chris Paul. So Chris Paul, I think hints is a good word for that. How Underdog posted that tweet. Chris Paul definitely hinted, if not fully admitted, that he is going to retire at the end of this upcoming season. So remember, he will still have one more season. And do not forget, he's played 20 years, you guys. 20 years. And in a second here, I'm going to pull up his resume because, man, does he have a great resume. He's played 20 seasons in the NBA, you guys. You know how long that is? Guys, like, I was in high school when he oops, I clicked the wrong link. When he was drafted. You know what I mean? So, and he's what, 40? Where's that page I'm looking for? Here we go. So yeah, Chris Paul's been playing in the league forever, man. So let's just look at his resume real quick, and then I'll talk. Actually, before we talk about his resume, let me just talk about Chris Paul first. Now I did make a YouTube short about this, but if you guys want my thoughts, my thoughts are pretty simple. First off, I mean, I'll talk about the final year stuff in a minute, but if you guys are wondering if I think Chris Paul should sign with the Phoenix Suns, let me just say this first off, I can't talk. Let me just say this. I know a lot of Suns fans want Chris Paul back because they want a little bit more of that Valley squad, that Valley Finals team nostalgia back. I understand that. I'm looking at it more on I think Chris Paul could make a great impact here, even at the age of 40. Because one, he actually had a pretty good season with the Spurs last year. And if I'm correct, he played all 82 games. I'm going to check that in a minute, but I'm pretty confident he played in all 82 games because I think the Spurs gave him something for playing in all 82 games. And I think he would be not only great locker room leader, but a great on the court leader, sort of like a second coach, if you will. And I just want to also just say this. Chris Paul is not going to retire this. He's not going to retire right now and be like, I want to coach the Phoenix Suns. He's not going to do that, you guys. Maybe after this upcoming season. Oops, I keep hitting my mic. Sorry, guys. Maybe after. But Chris Paul's not just going to be like, oh, I'm retired now and I'm going to go coach. I'm going to be an assistant coach on the Suns. He's not going to do that. So I just wanted to make that clear for anybody who thinks that. But yeah, He's going to play 1 more year. At the very max, maybe he plays 2 more years. But again, I think he would make a great addition to this team. What was a big problem with the Suns last year? Accountability, leadership, competitiveness. You get all of that with Chris Paul, even at the age of 40. And by the way, Chris Paul would cook all of us in a game of one-on-one. I'm just saying he would cook us even at the age of 40. I think we need Chris Paul. Hopefully Chris Paul thinks that our roster is good enough to compete and to play on. I think Chris Paul would be a great influence on the rookies, and he could just help this team. He could even help new head coach Jordan Knott, and the Suns coaching staff. So that's my thoughts. But on the retirement thing, like I said, gonna play 1 more year. Here's his basketball reference page. And let me just fix my thing real quick. Oh, well, that didn't work. What's going on here? Sorry, guys. You already know the drill. One-man show. Technical difficulties. Now my camera's not even working. Okay, whatever. No, that looks so bad. What is going on with my life? Welcome to Suns Geek, guys. You get high-quality H2O on this channel, and you get high-quality picture-in-picture things, because I clearly don't know what I'm doing. Why isn't this working, man? Fixed. Sorry, guys. Okay, whatever. Well, here's Chris Paul's resume, because I don't know what I'm doing. Here's Chris Paul's resume. Last season, I was correct, you guys. He played in all 82 games. Sorry, guys. What is going on with my life? You see that ad to the right? That's like crazy. Why can't I like pull up my camera? Sorry, guys. I got to fix this real quick. Technical difficulties. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Let's just do this. Stop. Demo. I need a producer like so bad, you guys. If you guys know somebody who knows how to use my streaming platform, please send them my way, because I need a producer. Screen share. Let's go there. Boom. Share. See if that works. Boom. Why does it take out my camera? Whatever. All right. Who cares? Whatever. Okay. So anyways, sorry if it looks small on the screen. I just can't seem to I don't know what's going on. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. I think I figured it out. Anyways, let's see. Okay, Chris Paul. Here we go. Finally, 5 minutes later. Played in all 82 games last season. Averaged 8.8 points and 7.4 assists. And he shot 42% from the field. And remember, that was on a Spurs team with Wemby, Devin Vassell, Stephen Castle, et cetera, all the Spurs young guys. Clearly, the Spurs were not a great team. Casey says, I thought I was your producer. I could say something so mean right now, but I'm not going to. You're my guy. You're my boy, Casey. I appreciate you, man. But anyways, so sorry, that just made me laugh. I'm just saying, you guys, even at the age of 40, Chris Paul could really help this team for a lot of the reasons that I just mentioned. And because, I mean, I know it's not all about stats, but 8.8 points and 7.4 assists on 42% shooting. And for what it's worth, 37% from the field. And he played in all 82 games. How could Chris Paul not help us? Now, on the retirement stuff, let me just lower my camera a little bit. Just put myself right here. I mean, look at the resume, you guys. Look at the Hall of Fame. Clearly, easily a Hall of Fame resume. 12-time All-Star. 5-time assist champion, 6-time steals champion, 11-time All-NBA, made the All-Rookie team and won Rookie of the Year, 9-time All-Defense, 2012-13 All-Star Game MVP, and made the NBA's All 75th anniversary team. So 75 years in the NBA, one of the greatest 75 players of all time. And that's not to mention the statistical, achievements and all of that he did. So shout out to Chris Paul, man. One of the greatest players ever. And just like with Kevin Durant, I am so thankful that Chris Paul and Kevin Durant played on the Phoenix Suns. So thankful. Somebody says show his playoff stats. Let's see. Let's see if I can find that. Per game, player totals per 36 minutes. Should show his playoff stats somewhere on here. I don't know. I can't find it. Shooting, I don't know. Game highs, whatever. Oh, playoff series. Let's just go to his career. If I'm reading this correctly, 15 years, 27 series. Yeah, playoffs. I mean, the record in the playoffs isn't that great. I mean, 12 wins, 15 losses, 36 minutes, 20 points per game, 8.3 assists, blah, blah, blah. I know he's never won a ring, blah, blah, blah. Guys, he's still one of the greatest point guards ever. He's the point god, as Brian says. I love Chris Paul, man. So, all right, guys, a little bit more to talk about, and then we're going to get out of here. And then I might have my guy Casey on, and we can talk a little Summer League. Okay, so, speaking of Chris Paul, Basketball Forever does great graphics, and I just wanted to show this anyways. Let me just share this. Boom, boom. I don't know who's on their graphic team, but man, they make some great graphics. See Chris Paul, and I think that's their City Edition jersey. And then you see all the jerseys in the background. I don't know if I think you can see the Suns jersey, but behind his hand too. Great graphic. I just wanted to show you that. And as you guys can see, the tweet says, Chris Paul has announced that he will be retiring after the 2025-26 season. Even though he didn't technically say that, he kind of said that. Chris Paul remains a free agent as he looks to join his 8th team in 21 years. Point God. And God, I love that graphic. That is such a cool graphic, you guys. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Anyways, somebody said, but he's addicted to the NBA Finals, right? You know what? In all fairness to Chris Paul and that quote, I know a lot of people like troll him for that. The way that I look at it through a player perspective. Like, you just made the NBA Finals, or you made the NBA Finals, or you lost in the finals, or you won the finals. How would you not be addicted to wanting to go back to the NBA Finals? You know what I mean? It's like going to the playoffs. Like, how would you not want to play playoff basketball? That's how I look at it anyways. You got to look at it through a player perspective. Anyways. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't know why I didn't read this earlier on the Kevin Durant thing. I think I just went off on a couple tangents, but this is worth reading. Kevin Durant, whether you love him or hate him, and I really appreciate Kevin Durant doing this, because he's not, especially on Instagram, he's not the most like social media. Well, how do I say this? On Instagram, he's not very social. You know how like a lot of players will be like, oh, like, thank you for my time here. Here's a picture of me in the jersey or on the court, blah, blah. Like, I'm ready for my next adventure. On Instagram, he doesn't really do that. But on Twitter, he kind of did that today. And we're going to read this tweet. He says, my time in Phoenix has come to an end. So I love that he mentioned Phoenix right off the bat. All of these stops along the journey have really impacted me in a positive way. Remember, it's a world behind the scenes. I could talk about that for like an hour, by the way. Remember, it's a world behind the scenes, and those who make things work in that space work tirelessly to make our lives easier as players. I appreciate all the quick interactions with everybody from support staff to teammates to distant cousins. It's it's all a family, and I'm grateful to be a part of no matter what. I think he's just talking about the NBA in general and all the teams that he's been on. And then he says, I truly believe that the NBA is one big community. Much love to Arizona. Houston, can't wait. So I love that he mentions Phoenix and he mentions Arizona. Much love to Arizona. Houston, can't wait. And then I responded to a tweet that he actually did tweet. As you can see, it's right here. Kevin Durant actually tweeted this. This is not a fake tweet. He says, and I appreciate real Suns fans. Love forever. Whether you love or hate Kevin Durant, and I know that he only like responds to the trolls and all that, but I genuinely do believe that he did love real Suns fans. And again, guys, like this is a real tweet. I screenshotted it. I posted it. I even tweeted him saying, love you, KD, or love you at KD, Trey5, whatever his thing is. I hope he saw that tweet. Even if he didn't like it, I hope he saw that tweet, man. So, just wanted to share that real quick. And thank you to everybody that engaged with that tweet. It's got like 43 likes already. So appreciate that. Okay. Long overdue to talk about this next topic here. And I don't really know if this is like a story necessarily, but it's worth talking about. Somebody who's reporting and writing I trust. Mike Scotto from Hoops Hype, Michael Scotto, excuse me. I call him Mike Scotto. Said Cam Whitmore, who by the way was just traded to the Washington Wizards for I believe like 2 second-round picks. Cam Whitmore was nearly traded to the Phoenix Suns in the Kevin Durant trade. League sources told Hoops Hype. Instead, Phoenix opted for more second-round draft capital. He averaged 10.8 points per game in 17 minutes in 2 seasons with the Rockets and turns 21 on July 8th. So still a young player in this league, lots of upside, lots of potential. I know there's a lot of Suns fans out there that, would not have minded Cam Whitmore on the Suns. He's a young prospect. And I'm not saying that this is the reason that this didn't come to fruition, but I saw a tweet somewhere. Like, you guys remember, I don't know where it was actually. You guys remember when Cam Whitmore got into it with Devin Booker? I'm not saying like that's like the sole reason why he didn't get traded here, but somebody, I think it was my guy Legends Productions, has that video. I'm trying to find it right now. And it was, let's see. Sorry, guys. But yeah, it was like maybe Cam Whitmore wasn't the best locker room guy. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. You guys know what I mean, though? I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of losing my thought process here. But anyways, whatever. You guys get the point. But yeah, I don't know. Still a young player. Got traded for 2 second-round picks. Maybe it'll work out in Washington. I don't know. Let me take a sip of my water, you guys. How old is Devin Booker now? I believe he's 28, 29. Not even 30. I guess that's the biggest takeaway. So, still in his prime. And by the way, you guys, I think Devin Booker today, I don't know if it was like officially official, but I thought I saw something that he signed his 2-year extension. I don't know if that's been like officially official. Let me just double check something real quick. See if that was reported anywhere. But I didn't see it from like Shams or anything. I think it was Dwayne Rankin. Suns guard Devin Booker. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Whatever. But you guys know he's going to sign the 2-year extension, $150 million. Well deserved. He's our franchise player. I've talked about that a lot. Okay, let's see. One more thing on Chris Paul too, you guys. Now, this was like a week ago, if not longer. Chris Paul, and I actually viewed it myself to make sure this was real, that it wasn't like a fake Instagram post or something like that. Chris Paul posted on his story some memories from the finals run that we had. Now, again, you guys, a lot of people saw this Instagram post. This is not fake. Like, this was real. Chris Paul posted on his Instagram story from the Instagram user CP3 region of like the Valley highlights. And Chris Paul posted 4 years ago. Now, again, this was like a week ago. It's like June 30th. That's somewhat noticeable. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, he is going to come to the Suns for that reason. But I think the fact that he posted it is at least worth noting, at least discussing real quick. It's got to mean something. So, Okay. Let's see. Any other news I want to get to? Ooh, speaking of reminiscing too. Bol. Let's talk about Bol for a minute. Then we'll get to a couple other things and we'll get my guy Casey on. Casey, if you're still watching, I'm going to send you the invite here in like a little bit, if not sooner. So I'll probably just excuse me. I'll probably just DM you on Twitter. Let me know if you're still in here, Casey. But so yeah, here we go. Now again, this is kind of old news by now. Per Gambo, the Phoenix Suns will not be re-signing Bol, which I have mixed feelings about that. Part of me kind of wanted Bol back, especially with like the length and the wingspan that we have on this roster now. I think it would have been really cool to have somebody like Bol, who, you could argue didn't really get a full opportunity. He had a few chances and flashes here and there, but I think it would have been interesting to maybe just keep him around a little bit longer. And if it just wasn't working out, trade him at the deadline or trade him before the deadline. Casey says I'm not in here. That's funny, man. So it kind of sucks that we were losing Bol. But the reason that I wanted to talk about this and the reason I said, oh, speaking of reminiscing is, and also speaking of Instagram, Bol shared this on his Instagram like a few days ago. I'll pause the video and I'll let you guys see it. These were all the slides, and shout out to user Yay Jess for posting this. I probably just butchered her name. Sorry about that. Bol posted all this to his Instagram story and was definitely reminiscent on his time in Phoenix, as you guys can see right there. Photos with him and KD, him and Book. I'll let it play again. You guys can see that. Sad, man. Bol really loved Phoenix, man. And I think Phoenix really loved Bol. Sucks that he won't be back next season. And I wish Bol the best. I hope that he lands with some kind of contender or playoff team, I hope that he gets more of a playing opportunity. And I wish Bol the best, man. All right, guys. So I'm going to get my guy Casey on here in a minute. And then we'll probably just talk about Summer League and stuff. I'll talk about a couple other things. So I guess what I'm trying to say is get your comment questions in now if you can. Get them in now if you have a comment, question, concern, an NBA topic you want me to talk about. You want me to talk about movies or something, please let me know. We have over 127 people in here. Crush the like button. Crush the like button, you guys, right now. If you're watching on TikTok or Instagram, please share the show. Somebody said, I loved Jalen Smith. That was a good pick. I don't know if I agree with you on that one, man. I will say at the time, I was a little more optimistic about it. I remember making videos and stuff. But man, that just did not work out, you guys. That was definitely, and I know a lot of people were like, oh, we should have gotten Tyrese Halliburton, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know that, but like, besides Halliburton, there were so many other picks we could have had. All right, guys. Well, I think my guy Casey is here. So we're going to get him backstage or here if we can. Let's see. Casey, are you here?
Go Kings. Just kidding.
Oh, we got a Kings fan. I got to get you out here. Bye. Sorry. What's up, man?
What's going on? What's cracking?
Dude, not much, man. Just doing a live show. We got 127 people in here, and we gotta look good, man. We gotta bring our best basketball analysis.
You're right. Yeah, we gotta look good. We gotta look good here.
So Casey, you want to tell them the good news? You want to tell them what's going on?
I'm single. Just kidding.
Whoa, hey, yo, all the ladies out there.
Yeah.
My guy Casey's
No.
single.
No, we're going to summer league.
Let's go, baby. Can you say that one more time for the people in the back?
We go into summer league.
We're going to summer league, baby. I cannot wait,
man.
I cannot wait, dude. Yeah, guys, we're going to summer league. I was planning my summer like way early because I'm that kind of person. I plan my summer way in advance. And I was texting some good friends of mine, like my friend Casey here. And I was like, I wonder if Casey would want to go to summer league. I texted you. We talked about it.
I said no.
Casey's like, nope, never going to summer league with you. I hate you.
No. I said no because it was like not far after like I went to a baseball game, then I got COVID. I'm like, I'm done with public events. I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, you did you were like, oh, I don't know if I can go, man. I was like, oh, that sucks.
Then I think I text like 10 minutes later, like, you know what? Fuck it. Sorry, it's supposed to be clean. I'm sorry if it's not, but like let's do it. Let's go.
We're going to summer league, man. I can't wait. So yeah, guys, we will be there. I will be there Wednesday morning. I don't even know when I'm going to be there. I'll be there Wednesday. You'll be there Tuesday night. So go find Casey and give him a big hug. Just tell him Suns Geek sent you.
Or a fist bump is okay.
Yeah, maybe not. Don't get too close. A little fist bump there. But yeah, guys, I'll be there for 3-ish, 4 days. We'll see. Definitely going to be there. Going to be filming content. And I'm sure at one point, Casey, we will do a live show from the hotel and just talk about nonsense,
I got cameras. I got mics. Like, we can do it.
Can't wait, man. Cannot wait. Casey, I'm going to put you on the spot here. You doing anything like fun with, graphic design or jerseys or anything?
Always.
Because I saw some of your tweets earlier. Maybe I should share them on the screen, huh?
If you want, it's fine.
How about since it's sort of a Kevin Durant themed show, I'll share the Houston one that you did. You can kind of break it down.
I had to put Sengun because we didn't know his number yet, so I would have put his number.
But I think
in an hour.
Yeah.
An hour after I posted
it just got confirmed.
Yeah, like an hour after I posted this.
Yep. Okay, first off, let me fix our cameras because this just looks terrible. There we go. That looks better.
Hi.
Look, I can make us big. Look, I can make us small.
That's better.
That's why I love this new streaming service, dude. I can do stuff like that. I wasn't able to do that with StreamYard. Anyways, so Casey, you want to tell us about this jersey?
H-Town.
Great insight and analysis, man. That's what we're on Suns Geek for, man. So you want me just to read the tweet?
So basically what this project is, I'm just picking my favorite city editions from each team and doing a different colorway, because if anyone's been paying attention to NBA uniform news, the whole thing is they're just pretty much either bringing back an old jersey or a recolored version of an old city edition jersey. So Houston is actually bringing back the original version of this. I like the jersey and word mark, so I made a light blue version of it. I'm doing that with every team. I've gone through Houston so far. in city alphabetical order. So fortunately, Phoenix is going to be some time till I get to it. But
I love it, man. Yeah, I really like these jerseys as well. I like that. Is that powdered blue? Is that fair to say? It's like a powdered blue.
yeah, I just said light blue.
Yeah, light blue. Yeah, kind of like my hat, sort of like I'm wearing. Kind of. I don't know, but I like it. I like the
Oh,
colors.
is that the old city edition one with the
Yeah.
It's that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I love it, man.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's a
know.
great
I
looking
gotta look at the
jersey.
and see what I'm going to choose.
Follow
for
my guy
Phoenix.
Casey, always doing great work with jerseys and uniforms. Please go follow him right now. Real quick, Casey, sorry to sort of
Oh, I lost you for
segue
a
into the
second
next.
there.
Oh, uh-oh. Hold on.
We're good now.
What's
We're good
going
now.
on?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Ah, what is going on? I'm messing up all kinds of things here.
Hey, nice intro.
Where did we go? How do I get us back on the? Oh yeah, you made me that intro. I'm the worst host ever. I don't. Oh my god. Okay, what is going on? Where did we go? How do I get us back on camera?
Stop sharing the screen.
I'm trying. I don't know how. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. We're back.
We here.
See,
We out here.
You see, Casey, this is why we have 130 people in here right now, because they don't want all this highly overproduced, crap. They want like real, authentic, like I'm live streaming and I'm clicking a whole bunch of buttons at the same time.
I'm just reminded now how much of the stuff I made for you, like that I made.
Yeah.
That countdown I made for you.
Casey made my logo. He made this countdown that I'm going to play real quick.
So loud. So loud.
I know. I gotta turn down the volume. You're like, it's so loud.
I'm just like, cut
That's
it. It's so loud.
Sorry, guys. Anyways, you made my logo.
Froze again.
Two intros, and you've made a lot, man. Anyways, I wanted to answer a question though, and feel free to chime in on this if you do have an opinion on it. Thoughts on Ayton, guys? Do you think the Lakers can handle him? So I did see this question kind of going through, and I did mean to talk about it. I kind of touched on it earlier, but first off, from a Lakers perspective, it does make sense that they went out and got a big man, especially if they're trying to keep LeBron James there. You got to do whatever you can to keep LeBron there, right? And then thank you, Healthy Him. I appreciate that. He says, Suns Geek is a one-man army. Appreciate that, man. But yeah, they definitely need a big man. You're trying to impress LeBron. You're trying to keep LeBron. Love or hate DeAndre Ayton, he's still a double-double machine. He's a big man who can catch lobs and rebound and all that. So I'm not crazy about it. Of course, it's the Lakers because it's the Lakers and things always seem to work out for them. But I don't know. But will they be able to handle him? I will say this. I think JJ Redick is a very great coach. We all know how smart he is. Remember his old podcasting days. Remember his old broadcasting days. I think if there is a coach that will be able to, quote, handle him, it's JJ Redick. That's just my thoughts anyways. And yeah, also this too. I think Casey is indicating he wants to be paid. Yeah, man, we gotta figure something out, man.
Well,
because I have such a high budget here on Suns Geek. I'm so loaded with the money, man.
I'm gonna say this right now for anyone that thinks that. I just made these. He didn't ask me to. I just made them for him. So
it's true.
Yeah.
Remember the new intro that you made for me? And I was like, you don't have to do that, man. I was
I'm already working on it. Yeah.
Right. So. Oh my God. Oh man. Speaking of things that people made for me, my guy Adrian says, love the logo. I did a drawing of it. Yeah, he's drawing me a couple awesome pictures, man. And again, I hope one day Adrian will be able to meet up, man. But real life comes first. It gets busy. But I hope
hold on.
Up.
Look at the profile photo on that one.
Yep. You see that? Little
Suns
jersey. Geek. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Suns Geek.
Suns Geek is right on this point. I think he's talking about the 8 and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like, I don't know. But, you know. Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Guys, get your comments, questions in right now. Casey, you want to go for like 10 more minutes and then we'll wrap it up?
Yeah.
Cool.
I
Get
think
your comments and questions in.
I see Adrian's comment about Summer League, Vegas on Wednesday for Summer League. Yeah, we're going to Summer League. There's no Summer League on the Wednesday. I think they have like the Celebrity Cup on that Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're not going to that. We're just gonna witness Vegas. It's my first time.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, we will be there. That's just sort of like the fun day. Like, one, we got to get there. So, that takes time, but two, it's like that's the fun day. We'll go on the strip, we'll film content. It's going to be fun, man. I can't wait.
Your thoughts on Top Golf while you're here?
Oh, I love Top Golf. Do they have Top Golf in Vegas?
They do. It's like 7-minute drive from
Dude, we should go.
Hotel. I'm down.
That would be fun. It's expensive, but we should definitely go. Yeah.
How much is I don't know what's up right now, actually.
It's a total of expensive. Thoughts on Green backing up Booker and us starting Gillespie? I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm not like trying to be negative or anything. Jalen Green just isn't a backup in my opinion right now. I could see us starting Jalen Green and then like 5 minutes later getting him off, getting it. Oh, that sounded wrong. Pause. Getting him to the bench. And then trying lineups with that. But yeah, Colin Gillespie is a great point guard. I'm glad that he got signed to a real contract. By the way, he's the first Valley son to sign a contract with an NBA team. But yeah, Green won't be backing up. He'll be starting for sure, and Gillespie will be coming off the bench. So we'll see.
Healthy him. LeBron will choke Aiden out by Game 4.
Wait, where's that comment? I gotta find it.
I don't know how to. I don't have the access.
Are you able to click comments since you're a guest? Oh, here it is.
No, you need to be an admin.
LeBron will choke Ayton out by Game 4. I don't talk about violence on this channel, but that's kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. That's actually kind of funny. I'm sure LeBron will get pretty frustrated time from time with Ayton. I could see that happening.
Hold on. Latest comment from Brian.
This one?
From Brian.
Brian, where is it? Sorry, my thing might be running
Just
slower.
saw Bradley Beal agrees to buyout.
Where are you guys seeing that? Because I don't see it at all. Like, I got my noties on.
Okay, it's not latest. This is a weird format. Okay, go. Yeah. Never mind. I can't select it though, so.
Sorry, joined late, wondering what you guys hope they'll do with Beal. Looks like a buyout, but the 2-year vision or the 5-year. Yeah, I pretty much talked about that. I went sort of in depth with it. I just hope they do what's best for the franchise. And I hope that the cap hit isn't too overwhelming and that we won't be thinking about this a full calendar year from now, If Colin Gillespie is starting, we're not winning 35 games. Again, Colin Gillespie is a great point guard. He deserves the contract, but he is not a starting caliber guard. Will he be there for emergencies? Absolutely. Will he get minutes? Absolutely. But he is not like a starting caliber guard. Good question here. Do you have high expectations for the new Suns coach? Yeah, but more in terms of like, I hope that players will listen to him, that he will have an actual impact on these players. He will hold players accountable, and he will give players chances, unlike Mike Budenholzer. So, yeah, but like it is the first year. It's a brand new front office, brand new coaching staff, pretty much a brand new team. I hope we're a playoff team. I didn't say play in. I said playoff team.
Yeah, we hold the play in. So
yeah, you're Kings, dude. Oh my God. Where do I start with the Kings? Oh my god. Dude, I kind of feel bad because I know you're supporting the Kings. Like, you guys have a bunch of former Bulls players and a little bit of young talent, and you might get the most overrated player in the league in Jonathan Kuminga, who I think is overrated.
Oh, you said overrated. I thought you were talking about LeBron.
Oh, I need to get those little like burn things that I had on here that I don't have anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm using a whole new computer too. So, yeah. Yeah, Toasty 73. I talked about the Cam Whitmore stuff. Yeah, that was, and I believe the reporting by Mike Scotto. He does great work. So if he's saying that, I truly believe it. Tom says, "What are we willing to give up Nick Richards for 1 second-round pick?" Yeah, maybe. The greedy side of me says 2 second-rounders. But I don't know. Draft picks are valuable to some teams, and some teams don't care for second-rounders. Maybe we can get, what do we need? A guard? I don't know. I think that all depends on what happens with Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal too. Any thoughts on Josh Giddey being our point guard? The Chicago Bulls love Josh Giddey too much to give him up. He's sort of their not franchise player. He's just their player right now. He's like their guy. He had a good season. I know people give Josh Giddey a lot of crap for that off the court stuff that happened. He actually had a good season, guys. The Bulls are not going to give him. They're not going to do that. Okay, well, what else you want to talk about, Casey? Putting you on the spot here.
I sent you a tweet from Brett Siegel in the private chat.
Oh yeah, Brett Siegel does work too. Let's see.
I just sent you in the private chat on here.
First off, I just wanted to share this tweet because of the graphic, because the graphic is awesome. Let me just see. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Add scene, media, boom, slides. Wait, no, that's not it. What are you laughing about?
The diddler. The diddler's
Yeah, I'm not reading some of the stuff that the chat has been wild today. They were talking about somebody else earlier too, who I'm not going to mention. First off, great graphic from Brett Siegel. But yeah, he pretty much talks about what we've been discussing, but he says the Suns and Bradley Beal have been discussing and negotiating the terms of a buyout through Sunday and into the evening, league sources told Clutch Points. An official announcement should come Monday. He is expected to give back around $14 million upon his agreement. So, like I said, guys, we all could wake up tomorrow and be like, "Oh, Bradley Beal's been bought out." Yep, that's what it's looking like, guys. So, well, Casey, if there's nothing left, I think I might kind of wrap this show up. One more thing with Toasty, though. Two more things with Toasty. First off, great name, by the way, Toasty73. May have to watch the whole show, Suns Geek. Please do, because one, it really helps support the channel, and two, you'll see me mess up my live show a few times, and you'll get real, authentic, quality stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's what we do on Suns Geek. We keep it real here, man. Even when we make mistakes.
Or you don't or you just don't watch it.
or yeah, you can do whatever you want, man. You're your own person. You don't have to watch the show.
Suns Geek. I'm good. I don't want to watch him.
Yeah, his content is trash. He's not a real Suns fan.
If it has to do with the Phoenix Suns, unfortunately, he's got to make a video about it.
Yeah, I pick up my phone. I'm just like, oh man, Suns news. Gotta make a video about it. And then also one more thing with Toasty.
You hit record. Sorry. Like, oh, so amazing, and then you stop recording. I'm like,
I hate this team. I hate making videos. No, I don't hate the Phoenix Suns. Unlike some Phoenix Suns fans, I genuinely love the Suns. I love Suns basketball. I love basketball, man. But Toasty says Al Horford is our power forward. I don't think so. I don't even know if we could afford him. And I think we already have a lot of big men on this team. I don't think so. Let's see. Who are the top 5 players in the NBA right now? Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Mark Williams, come on, Malawatch, and whoever our 5th guy is going to be. But no,
Back
for
to
real.
reality.
SGA, Nikola Jokic, you can put them in any order you want. Who else is really good? Anthony Edwards. I could go all day, man. Tyrese Halliburton can get thrown in there. I know he's injured right now, but Jason Tatum. I could go on and on. Everybody that made the All-Star team, but those are just a few to name. Okay. I know some of you guys are trying to keep the chat alive, but somebody says, do a Suns Geek meet and greet at the front of a Food City. That's so good.
What is Food City?
That's
I don't
so
know what
good.
that is.
It's just like a grocery store chain, I think, in Arizona. I think I've been there like once or twice, but I just love how he says in front of a Food City. With all due respect to Food City, why can't we do like Fry's, fresh food, famous low prices? Why can't we do like Walmart, which I used to work at, by the way? You know what I mean? Like, why Food City? That just made me laugh. Can I show you?
Suns Geek in front of Walmart actually does make sense. I'm just kidding. No.
I used to work there, man, back in the day, dude. Can I show you one more thing that, like, this is my kind of humor? You guys are going to get behind the scenes Suns Geek here. This is my kind of humor. So I saw this floating around earlier. I don't know why this makes me laugh. Probably because I've been.
I lost everything. I can't hear at all. Just him.
Hello?
Oh, I hear you now.
Okay, sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. Remember when I was talking about, high quality stuff? High quality.
But you're not on your handheld mic anymore. You're just.
Oh no. Okay, let me fix that. Hello? Check.
There it
check.
is. There
Mic,
it is.
Mic check 1 2. Check.
There we are.
Cool. Thank you, guys. I love how he said. I love how he said in front of a Food City. That's great, man. Hey, if Food City's cheaper, maybe I need to shop there more. Okay, that in all fairness, that's fair. Anyways, what was I talking about? So I find this kind of stuff funny. You probably won't, Casey. I find this stuff funny. Somebody.
Well, we'll see.
Somebody, Jumpman Germ tweeted this out, and I don't know why I found it so funny, man. I'm probably overhyping it. Let's see. Wait a minute. Sorry, guys. Gotta share my stuff again. Let's see. Boom. There it is. I don't know why I found this so funny. He goes, 2K added Tyrese Halliburton watching the Indiana Fever games in 2K25. And I'm not laughing at that. I mean, NBA players should support the WNBA, but it's the picture and it's whoever this created player is. I mean, look,
okay, so it's not an
more
actual
like
person, it's a creative player. I saw this earlier. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's also the comments that responded, dude. I was dying.
Oh,
Like somebody responded with the golem, from Lord of the Rings. So, like, this is like a fake created player. Like, that is scary, man. Like, let me see if I can zoom in on the face. Like, this is like the stuff of nightmares. Like look at that, man. And like Tyrese Halliburton's there watching the game. But again, it's the comments. Like, people were posting like, what the hell is that? And then like one can't even look at it. One is in shock. Like, I just love the comments are hilarious. So do you see this tweet? Please go like it because it's hilarious.
No.
Kodak White. I don't even know who that is. Is that one of the?
Scroll down. That guy. Go
that guy. Yeah, I was like, I don't even know who that is.
That's Kodak Black, I think. Is that right?
Oh my God. Somebody said Kodak White. Why can't I click that tweet? There it is.
A
Whoever
demonic
that guy
marionette.
is, that's who it is. I just think that's hilarious. I'm sorry. That's the kind of stuff that I laugh at. So, well, this was fun,
Blood,
Casey.
demonic marionette. It's some of your comments right now.
Yeah, I like demonic. Oh my God. Okay, well, Casey, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Or I'm not gonna put you on the spot. There we go. Any final thoughts? Any words of wisdom? No, nothing.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah, that's some words of wisdom right there. You want to tell people where to find you?
Right here.
Go subscribe to Casey right now. Go follow him on social media. Tell him Sons Geek sent you. And,
Basically, just where's the name tag? Put the name tag up.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me lower this. Let's see if that does it. Yep, right there.
And then how do I
go find my guy Casey on the Twitters,
at Casey Vitelli on all social media platforms.
Because again, you guys, not only is he a good friend of mine, but he designed my logo, made my intro, and we're going to Summer League together. So we're gonna. Somebody said the Indiana Vaxxed. But we're going to Summer League. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna film content and stuff. Can't wait, man. It's gonna be a blast. Baitlin Blark said healthy him. But I was like, dude, who made that? That's so funny. All right, guys. Well, on that note, it's been a great show. It's been a great time. We've had some adventures. We've had, we just had some good times, So, all right, I'm out of here. You already know the drill, you guys.
What? Big shout out to Serbia, though. Big shout out to Serbia. Just joined the chat. So.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let's see. Let me get to that. Ugh. Oh yeah, it's my guy Stefan. Yep. Says, good morning from Serbia to y'all. Appreciate you, man. Hope all's well in Serbia. And thank you for watching from all the way in Serbia. That's insane, man. Pinocchio after he went to Treasure Island or Pleasure Island. I said Treasure Island.
Oh, hold on.
Did we get some last minute news? Beal goes.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Where are you guys getting your sources from, man? I could see Beal going to Boston, but I don't think that's been official. Agent, appreciate you being here. He says, y'all enjoy your night. God bless. Appreciate you, man. God bless you. Alex says, WTF, I just got here. Dude, I've been live streaming for over an hour and a half. I'm starting to lose it. Don't go. We have nothing in Arizona right now. I mean, I can't control what you can do, but you can go check out my other content. I have other content on here like YouTube live shows and YouTube shorts and vlogs and videos. My God, Rodriguez, appreciate you being here, man. This is a great show. Thanks, man. Final thing I'll talk about with the show, but it's more of a question. How do you guys survive the heat, though? Me personally, one, I stay inside. I drink lots of water and electrolytes, and I also am blessed to have a pool at my house, so I stay in the pool. So really, I don't find the heat that crazy. Although I'm not going to lie, I went to the mall yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday because my memory sucks. And I walked from the mall parking lot into the mall. And when I got in, I was like, huh, like it was hot, man. Like it hit you. But yeah, I stay inside and I swim in the pool and I drink lots of water. So Alex, appreciate you, man. He says, much love from Rochester, New York. That's awesome, man. Appreciate you. Saul says, God bless. Good night. Enjoyed the pod. Thanks, man. What were you pointing at?
I have a fan that just sits on me all day.
Oh yeah, I got a fan. So do I. I don't know if you guys can see it above me. Yeah, I got a fan too. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I love you guys. You guys stay safe out there. Let me just play the little outro that I have. And then we'll We'll wrap it up. Sorry, I should have had this prepared earlier, but I didn't because that's not it. I don't want to end the show on that. Good. I did not mean to do that. That was actually an accident. Dude, that's the greatest photo of all time.
Yes.
How do I wait? Oh, I see. There we go. That's so good. Who made that picture? All right, guys, for real. I'm out of here. Peace out. Live. Should I turn down the volume?
What's up, son?